All right, hi, I'm here with Dixie, aka Neon December. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. So, tell me about your music, man. So, where would you say your inspirations lie in terms of your music?
Oh gosh, I think my inspirations kind of drift from moment to moment. I think the main staples are kind of definitely Frank Ocean is up there,
Love
as well
that.
as a lot of the
Love that. Love
prog
that.
rock bands I had listened
Uh,
to in high school, like the Mars Volta.
oh, I've never heard of them. What sort of, how would you describe their sound then?
It's post-hardcore. Sorry, that was my phone. Post-hardcore mixed with kind of progressive rock. They're known for a lot of kind of very out there lyricism, which I'm
Right.
kind of a fan of.
Yeah, what is it? Very
Uh,
bit like raunchy, you know what I mean? A bit mad.
no, it's more like the lyrics are very esoteric in a way.
Oh, okay, yeah, I
So
hear you. I hear you.
yeah. So it's very like involved. Like, what does he mean when
Yeah.
he says like this and that?
So, do you try to reflect that with your music then?
Yeah, I think I try to. I don't know how good. I don't know how well it comes off, but I think that's definitely something I try to incorporate in my music.
Would you say that your lyricism, would you say that you also try and make the listener feel involved? Stuff like that?
Yeah, I would. I like to make the listener feel involved in kind of like every step of the process, just because that's what I like to do with music that I listen to.
Yes, would you also say Frank Ocean would be an influence of that? Because obviously his songwriting, he's an amazing
Oh
songwriter,
yeah.
isn't he?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, he's an amazing songwriter.
I saw you got
I
the
think.
Dear April and Sayendo uh, vinyl things as well.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
jealous,
No,
man.
I love those songs.
How did you
Yeah,
get
Dear
them?
April. I was one of the lucky people that was like there on the website when
Oh,
those like he announced the drop.
I was
So I was
late.
like, okay, yeah, that one, and then I also I got the Little Demon one, but apparently that's being like switched out for a new song or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I'm excited. I think he's gonna
Yeah,
drop the album soon. You know, with the silhouettes. Have you seen all of it?
yeah,
Where it drops the silhouettes. Oh,
yeah,
oh, I'm one of them at
yeah. I'm
17.
I'm super excited.
Oh, I hope so. I
Yeah,
hope so.
I think honestly, like there's a chance. It's actually a very likely chance that we're not going to see a lot of projects from a lot of artists drop until like 2021 at
Yeah, yeah, I
least, just
agree.
because the world had kind of just like went on
Shifted.
pause.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you to be honest. Because he was supposed to go to Coachella, wasn't he? Him and Travis.
Yeah.
So I think we would do a Travis drop and a Frank
Yeah.
drop.
Yeah,
Oh,
honestly, like looking at that Coachella set list, like I have a friend who doesn't really go to concerts all that
yeah.
much, but like when I showed her the set list, the one name that popped out at her was Hatsune Miku, and I'm like, cool, I'll go for Frank Ocean, you go for Hatsune Miku, and we'll just meet in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, I don't even live in America, but I'd go straight over. I actually wanted to go straight over. I was like, fuck it, I'm going.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looked amazing, man. Oh, Corona's just messed it up. Well, so do you think at some point you'd
yeah,
wanna?
it's messed up a lot of stuff.
Would you say at some point you'd wanna start performing at concerts, or do you think you have yet, like at festivals, places like that?
Oh yeah, I would love to. I haven't really even delved into performing at all, but like that's something I've been super interested in for a little bit.
Yeah, you
I'm just
should.
like very not at that place where I have the resources to set that stuff up though.
Yeah. Do you think you're confident in your music enough though to be able to do that?
I would say now I am. If you had asked me like maybe back in January, I would have said absolutely not. But now
Oh,
I think yeah. And I think that's mostly because now I've made songs that like I can imagine myself having fun performing,
yeah,
if
yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I hear that. Yeah, because then instead of having a song which you're not sure about, if you're performing that to a crowd and you know you're having fun, then they'll be having fun as well. Like feed off your
Yeah,
energy.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I
And
like
really
that.
performing, it's really all about just the confidence.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if
yeah.
the performer is like feeling it, then you're feeling it.
Yeah, you see that with Travis Scott sort of performances, don't you? Because he just goes mental, so everybody else goes
Yeah.
mental. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like with the Travis song, there's obviously a melody that like he sings on the record, But in concert, he's not trying to hit that melody. He's just screaming into the
Yeah,
mic.
the
And
songs are so
people
different.
going wild.
Yeah, the songs
Yeah.
are so different in
Yeah.
live. Yeah, my dream is to see him live. You know, he's amazing. Live,
Yeah, he's
yeah,
crazy live.
yeah, exactly. It's a dream, but he's always over at your side, isn't it? In America, it's annoying.
Yeah, he is.
You're lucky. You are lucky, you know, with the amount of talent's got over there.
Yeah, there's a lot of like cool stuff going down in the underground. I think like there are some bands. Like, are you UK, Ireland, or
UK.
Yeah, there are some bands like, especially like when I was in my early college days. I was really into like some of the kind of British like alternative rock bands.
Oh, okay.
Kind of going on over there, like Marmozets or
Yeah, it rings a
Arcane
bell.
Bruce was. Yeah,
Marmozets rings
Arcane
a
Bruce
bell.
really stuck out to me.
What British music? Do you like listen to British music at all? Do you think, or like anything?
I don't know if I used to be super heavy into a lot of UK stuff. I think now my tastes have kind of just gone all over the place, especially with the boom in like Latin American music, as well as the boom in like K-pop and stuff.
Oh yeah, what do you implement K-pop elements as well? Then would you say?
You know, honestly, I haven't had the chance to get that far. I'm really just kind of been getting into K-pop now, but it's very interesting that like the more I listen to like K-pop and stuff, the more I see going through like a band, say like a band like BTS.
Yeah.
Just because they're right there.
Like, they're the big one.
A lot of their early stuff and a lot of their stuff now are pretty different in the fact that a lot of the newest stuff is more Western inspired.
What do you think? Do you think that they are starting to tailor stuff for us?
I think so. Yeah, I think a lot of K-pop global crossover. I think any kind of like global crossover is really just how much do you appeal to like a Western audience.
It's quite bad to see though that they always change for basically America, isn't it? Everyone changes for America. Not really UK because we're very similar, but UK, Canada, America, so everyone changes to be like us.
Yeah, that's something interesting, and that's why I like second artists like Rosalia.
Oh
like,
yeah.
She has been delving into a lot of Western sounds lately, especially with some of the Travis Scott collaborations. But a lot of her stuff, even like her 2 full-length albums, a lot of those are very like flamenco inspired, and that's not something you hear a lot over in the West.
Yeah, I love her music because it sounds so different to anything else you hear because it's not Western. Yeah,
it's so awesome.
Yeah,
and like her voice is just like sells you immediately on it.
Yeah, she's got an amazing voice.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I agree on that. That's my favorite part of TKN is her. I listen to it for her. She's incredible. Yeah, I'm a massive fan.
Yeah, no, like my favorite collaboration with her is her and James Blake on Barefoot in the Park.
Oh, I haven't heard that. I'm guessing that's a James Blake song.
Yeah, it's a James Blake song. It's probably the two of them mesh so well together.
Really?
It's amazing.
Really? What do you think your like dream collaboration? Like anyone. It could be anybody, living, dead. Who'd you say?
Oh gosh. Right now, probably Janelle Monáe.
Oh yeah, that's a good one actually.
Yeah, I think Janelle Monáe is really just kind of a genius with like the stuff she puts out.
What was her most recent album called? I forgot what it's called.
It was Dirty Computer.
Oh yeah. It's sick, isn't it? She's her I'd put her above Beyonce. A lot of people would get annoyed at me for that, but I don't even care.
I kind of agree.
I think her and SZA I absolutely love, and then Beyonce personally.
Oh yeah, SZA's great, and I'm super excited for the new SZA project that's coming.
I'm so hyped, like beyond hyped.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, that, and then there was so much music that was supposed to drop this year. It's just a bit upsetting, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like going into collaborations, like I can imagine like some pretty out there collaborations that I think would turn out like super well.
Like what you thinking?
Well, for example, like an out there collaboration I would consider would be something like the 100 gecs Fall Out Boy remix that came out pretty recently.
Oh
That
my!
was just insane.
Well, have you listened to the Tree of Wonders, the remix
Yeah,
album?
I got it on vinyl.
Ah, what did you love the? Do you love the album then?
Yeah, no, I love 100 gecs. I love what those guys are doing.
I like it, but it's a tough listen. It's a really tough
Yeah,
listen.
no. So if I could, I've said this before. I think 100 gecs is kind of like the musical equivalent of eating a pack of sour Skittles,
Yeah,
and that it's
yeah, I
like
agree with
it's
that.
so like sugary and like in your face, and it's like it's not for everyone, but like the people who enjoy it really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's the voices and it's just so like straight away. The first song on the album just hits
Mm-hmm.
you. Yeah, I wasn't ready
Yeah,
for the
it
first
just
time.
punches you in the face.
Yeah, I had to try again to get into it, but I'm glad I got through it because yeah, it's cool. It is really cool. I can see why they blew up
Mm-hmm.
because I think they only started like I think they only like actually put music out on Spotify. The earliest thing I could find was like 2018 or 2019 maybe.
Yeah, they're pretty new group.
Yeah, the fact that they've blown up the way they have, like after a year, maybe two in the industry, is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
It shows that could happen to you, like out of nowhere. You could just drop something
Yeah,
amazing, get in there.
it's just really like right place, right time,
Yeah, exactly.
and then you have to have the stuff to back it up.
Yeah, and I think for a time, musical creativity was not rewarded, but I think nowadays, more and more,
Mm-hmm.
the more you experiment, the more it's coming back to people are being rewarded to experimenting with music. And if you
Yeah,
switch up the formula, people want to listen to it because pop music's so formulaic nowadays. So if you like
yeah.
someone like you that's changing it, then yeah, you've got a good shot of making it because you know what I mean? Like, oh shit, it disconnected. You good? Ah, okay.
That's
Yes,
right.
yeah, someone, yeah, yeah, someone like you that's like changing the formula a little bit, just like similarly to 100 gecs, you could push boundaries and get a big following because you're not like everybody else.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you're very right in that I think music, especially like on radio at least, got to a point where a lot of it sounded very similar and very safe.
yeah, yeah,
So I think that kind of just bubbled up into an explosion of like people need to try new things in order to like
yeah.
find something.
Yeah, would you say that you will follow like traditional music structure then, like a song structure where it's like verse, chorus? Do you think you would follow that, or do you think you're trying to
You know,
branch out?
I think verse that kind of pop structure of a song it's proven to work. So I think that will always be kind of something that I have in
Yeah,
my
yeah,
repertoire. I would love to experiment more with like crazy song structure.
yeah. And on a project, have a song that's 30 seconds, then have a song that's like 6 minutes. It's like I think it makes it
Yeah,
more like dynamic. It's
yeah,
different.
like 10-minute songs.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
crazy.
bit it's a
Yeah,
bit intimidating sometimes though, going into it.
yeah, it's intimidating, but like if you kind of look for a lot of the right resources, especially like going back into the prog rock that I listened to like kind of in high school, like you can go
Yeah,
back into bands like Rush and King Crimson from like 60s, 70s. Those
yeah,
guys were doing like 10-minute, 20-minute songs,
yeah. And
and they
what
were making it work because like they just if things changed up like every time you thought it was getting boring, it changed up.
that you know about? You know Swans? You ever heard of Swans before?
Yes, I do. I've been
Yeah,
trying to get into Swans.
it's
I'm not sure they're super for me, just because a lot of their music I would compare to like it's very slow burn.
yeah, because they're
Yeah,
I can't remember what the album's called. It's the one with the baby face on it, but they have
yeah.
a
To be kind.
yeah, to be classic. That's it, and it's a half an hour song on there. It's rough.
Yeah,
I gave up. I tried to listen to it, but I gave up. I couldn't do half an hour. It's too much for me.
yeah. No, like I have a half an hour song called by the Mars Volta called Cassandra Gemini,
Yeah,
and on Spotify, I think they realized like that with people's attention spans now, they needed to split it up. So they split up that song into 8 parts on Spotify, but like if you click down, there's like another version of the album with a 32-minute version, and that's really kind of the version that I like listening to, just because like.
Would you say a superior version then?
Yeah, no, it's definitely the superior version because you get the full picture and the twists and turns that it kind of goes through.
It's basically a whole album in one song. That's what you've done, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I love about music. Really, is that there can be somebody like, I don't know, Lil Nas X, who's just making pop rap, and then
he's very good at it.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, he's talented. It's like that's what he does, and he's very good at what he does. But then on the other hand, you've got people that are just as talented, like 100 gecs, who are just changing the way songs are listened to, and it's just crazy. Oh, it's crazy. I can't really get my head around it.
You've got people like Bjork who just like go crazy, just do the most crazy things like on a record.
It's weird, yeah. Her music's crazy, and she was doing that from like the 90s, yeah.
Yeah, she's been in the game for a while.
Still going. Same with Radiohead. They're
Radiohead.
Incredible. Great. If anyone wants to get into British rock, Radiohead straight away. That'd be my recommendation. But yeah. Well, so would you out of any artist that you've like ever listened to, whatever it is, yeah, who would you say sounds the most similar to you, would you say?
Similar to me? That's a good question.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, the thing with that question is I'll change up a lot of stuff, like, and just pull from everywhere. So
right.
I think there's definitely a bit of Linkin Park in my music. I think there's a bit of Mac Miller in my music.
Nice.
I think there's definitely a bit of Grimes in my music.
Oh, I like, yeah. I'm not going to sound of it. Just different, there's not one artist.
Yeah.
That's the best way to be, though.
It's nice to be, like, inspired by, like, so many different people.
Yeah, but then also you're not like anybody else then if you've got so many different elements.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to be.
Yeah, I think, like, there was this clip from Panic at the Disco, like, live concert, and there was this clip of, I think it was one of the members of Ryan backstage saying, like, a lot of the bands, like, keep in mind this was like around 2004 or so.
Yeah.
And he said that a lot of the bands sound very similar just because they take inspiration from, like, music and stuff that's only from the past, like, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
And if that's the case, then of course, like, your music's gonna sound very similar to, like, a lot of the stuff that's going on.
Yeah, and
I think a lot of with my inspirations, I like to reach back, like, even further than when I was born to just try and, like, find something interesting.
That's good, though. That's good. Because if you ask any band from, like, probably any time period, they will say that their main influence was the Beatles. That's just everyone. It's just how it
is, yeah.
It's just how it is. But then if you come across a band that isn't, they'll still be influenced because it's the Beatles, but they're not. Their main influence isn't the Beatles. They'll start progressing, which is that I would say that's bands like Radiohead and the alt rock sort of scene that is starting to rise. That's probably what that is.
Yeah, I think so, and I think, like, in order for them to kind of improve the music they make, like, they go back, they take, like, they have a reference for, like, a band they like, but then they go into, like, their references, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know, I get that. Yeah, that I think a lot of music nowadays is way too based on what they used to like or what they think people were like rather than what they like. And I think and that's why I like this underground scene that's becoming a lot more popular, and hopefully the comeback of rock. I'm hoping, cross fingers. But yeah,
I can see it coming, especially like honestly, I think bands like well, I don't know if it's going to be a comeback of rock as more of it is kind of an evolution of rock.
I can see that because it won't be around the same way it is. I think the last big rock band that I can think of is the Foo Fighters. I can't really think of anyone else like truly rock,
Yeah, truly like bread and butter kind of rock. Yeah, I think Foo Fighters. That is like
that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
One of the biggest examples. Yeah.
Yeah, because there'll obviously be smaller ones, but in terms of like the last rock star, I'd say it's probably Dave Grohl. You know, I can't think of anybody else.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Then yeah, I think there's a lot more going on in America than Britain at the moment. Britain, everyone's obsessed with rap at the moment. That's just how the scene is.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You know, Pop Smoke?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like drill. He's very like drill heavy. That's his music. Very, very, very influenced by like UK music because that's just UK drill basically. But he sort of improved on it, to be honest. He's the best at it in my opinion. Well, was the best, bless him.
Yeah, it's an interesting, like, you can see like how the musical kind of influences can like trade back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, I like that because I don't like the idea of that's American music, that's British music, and we'll keep to ourselves. You know what I mean? I like the idea that I'm not sure if you know Skepta is. I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I know Skepta.
I like the idea that Skepta's going off and he's collaborating with A$AP Rocky and he's collaborating with Playboi Carti and people like that. Because I've been a fan of him way before, like back in the day, a long time. And to see him going off into America and blending sounds, I think's huge. And like Drake coming over and showing love to the UK scene and stuff like that. I love it. I think it's good to see. Do you think you'd collaborate with any British artists at any point then?
Yeah, I would love to collaborate, especially with Skepta would be a super dope collaboration. I think honestly the dream would be Gorillaz after hearing that most recent Gorillaz album.
Oh my god, yeah. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, because did you remember they kept on the new singles, didn't they? They added a collaboration like all the time. They had one like Slow Tie. Yeah. There was loads of them. Yeah.
The Slow Tie track was crazy. Like I'm convinced that like after that project, I think that like Damon Albarn can make some of the weirdest collaborations just work so well. Like Elton John and Black, I would never
on
a song together.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah. That was I was shocked when I saw that. That's why Damon Albarn's amazing. That's why I love Oasis, but yeah, Blur. Oh my god. Yeah, Damon Albarn. Yeah, because the fact that he was one of the biggest rock stars in the 90s, and then he's come back and he's still like made the Gorillaz one of the biggest bands nowadays. That's insane. That's huge. I get Blur went big around in America, I guess, but in Britain that was huge.
I don't think Blur didn't really pop in America until maybe the 2000s.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, no, it was much later.
They basically were really good in the 90s, weren't they? Well, they were amazing in the 90s, and they just fell off a bit, really. They like lost respect. So best people like discovered them, I guess, in America. But I'm glad that he's pushing the envelope forward still to this day. Because then, do you think you do that?
Yeah, no.
Do you think you would, if you're like done doing the music you're doing now, you could move on and start a band or do something like that, like change up what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. I think like, especially looking into Gorillaz and the way they have their like virtual band members, I think something like that would be such a cool project to pursue.
Yeah.
Like kind of blending art mediums, so it's music and animation, or like I've thought about doing like comics for like some songs, or maybe like a comic tie-in with an album before. Yeah, I think that would be something super dope to do. Yeah,
because I've seen you do art as well, don't you? You do artwork and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm an art student.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, so you could blend the two together.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like, especially since the community I've surrounded myself in, like with all these artists going into just experiencing art school together, I think like that connection is pretty strong. So I think we all could probably make something super dope.
Would you like, do you design your own like album covers, single covers, things like that?
Yeah, that's definitely something that
That's nice.
I
That's
do,
nice.
like all the album art for
That's
my
cool.
stuff.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Well, so what, have you got any projects coming up soon? Anything like that? Anything out recently?
Yeah, so actually this Saturday on Halloween, I'm going to be dropping a cover song of Chinese Satellite by Phoebe Bridgers.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard that song before actually.
Yeah, I
I'll check it
highly
out.
recommend that song as well as her album Punisher. And then I'm planning on, if the stars align, an EP that's going to come out in December.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Well, I'll put the link down to all your music and stuff like that, your Spotify page, everything down on there. And I'll put the link down to
Thank you.
the song coming out on Halloween in the description so people can go down and press on that if they feel like it. So yeah. Have you got any last words, album recommendation, people, something for people to listen to if you think people would enjoy it?
I mean, I've been super into the new Clipping album, Visions of Bodies Being Burned.
Oh yeah,
I think
I've been meaning to get
the
around to
album
that.
is super
Yeah.
sick. And then I'm personally super excited for the new Bring Me the Horizon EP that's coming out soon.
Is that coming? Is that one coming out soon?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
nice.
it's coming out soon. I think
Okay, cool.
they've already dropped like 4 singles that's going to be on the EP, so maybe like 2 songs are going to be new. But I really like those 4 singles. So
Yeah, it's new content, really, isn't it? That's all it is. All right, cool. Well, thanks for coming on.
no problem. Thanks for having me.
Hopefully we talk soon, and I'll definitely listen to your music when it comes out, your new Halloween song cover, and yeah, okay, cool. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
All right.